Coming into number 10, we have Up Close and Personal with Area 51. In September 2017, YouTube channel UFO Seekers did just that. They sought UFOs. What did they find? Well, you will see. Tim Lee and Tracy Doyle hiked up Tickaboo Peak, a 1.4-mile high mountain 25 miles opposite the military base. The duo used telescopic lenses to get the clearest possible photos of the secret base ever taken from outside by just a civilian. Although you can't see little aliens running around or anything, there are plenty of vehicles to be seen, plus an expansive building and water towers. It isn't too scary, but the video is super interesting, how they got there and everything, and actually it's quite tense. Had they been caught by authorities taking long lens images, then they really could have been in trouble. The video is 18 minutes long, but here is a clip of the YouTubers finding the base. The video has had over 2.4 million views. Perhaps the Kyles are watching it to swat up for their attack planned on the 20th of September. Kyles. Coming in at number 9, we have Even Closer, if you can imagine it. This is one of the closest ever images taken of Area 51. It was taken from a light aircraft and is in the Nevada Aerospace Hall of Fame right now. Here we can see a much closer overview of the whole compound, something that would have been classified just a few years ago. Coming into number 8, we have the airstrip. In 2013, some documents about Area 51 were declassified, although many criticized the response to the Freedom of Information request to having been underwhelming, featuring heavily redacted information. Nonetheless, in 2016, the US did permit Google Earth to photograph the area, which had previously been a no-fly zone. Now you too can view the facility from a bird's eye view. You can check it out and see what's going on, although from very high in the sky. From browsing Google, around 12 miles north of Area 51, there seems to be an unexplained airstrip coming in at around 1 mile long. There is also a visible cluster of buildings at the end of the strip, which is kind of baffling. We've got no idea what's being tested here. According to intel from the website Live Science though, it is thought that the space could be used to test reconnaissance drones. Coming into number 7, we have the Paradise trailers. Area 51 used to be colloquially known as Paradise Ranch in order to make it sound more appealing to families of workers. I suppose it's a lot to ask a person to relocate to the middle of the desert, so why not rebrand the place Paradise and make it sound more appealing? An image has been released of the Paradise era showing a number of trailers at the facility. Is this where families lived, or was it home to aliens? It's kinda cool seeing how things used to be in its heyday, assuming its heyday's over. We just don't know. Alright, coming into number 6, this is the big one. It is the alien autopsy. The alien autopsy was reportedly shot in Area 51 and depicts the aliens that were transported to the facility from Roswell after the 1947 crash. The crash was said to have been of a flying disc UFO and was said to have contained wounded aliens. The video was released in 1995 by Ray Santilli, who said that the footage had been supplied to him by a former military camera technician who wanted to remain anonymous. Obviously. Let's have a little look at the footage, shall we? But people were quick to call it a fraud. In the end, Santilli claimed that yeah, only part of the footage was real. He said that only a few frames from the original footage were there, but they were there. He also said the rest had been replicated and was a reconstruction of footage he had but was damaged. Sounds likely. Coming into number 5, we have the Roswell rescue. Footage claiming to be from the Roswell fallout surfaced on the internet in 2015 and alleges to show agents holding alien corpses and taking them on a stretcher. Have a little look. So we can't expect too much film wise, but I'm not sure this is quite the smoking gun we were looking for. The video has had around 160,000 views on YouTube, but the like to dislike ratio suggests that some people may not be too convinced as to its authenticity. One of my favourite comments on the video comes from Mr. Saturday Night Special, who wrote, "This has to be real. Everyone knows when you travel across the universe you don't wear clothes, just ask Chewbacca." he'll tell you, "You're right! You know what? Are we the only species that like to cover our modesty? All of these aliens crashing, like, where are their little alien suits? Come on." Coming into number 4, we have Kodak confirms, allegedly anyway. In 2014, a UFO expert, Tom Carey, was sent images from a woman who wished to remain anonymous, but claimed that she had worked with the Secret Service. The image was reportedly taken at Area 51 following the Roswell crash and seems to show a bug-like alien. Let's have a look, shall we? The image seems to support what a number of people who used to work at the Area 51 have said about the facility, including Robert Lazar and staff members from the esteemed Lockheed Martin firm. But like, seriously, come on, is this an actual image of an alien? Can we trust anything in the age of Photoshop? It seems that Carey thought of that and sent the image to Kodak themselves, who were able to confirm that it was taken in 1947. Again, allegedly. If they sent him a letter saying this, then I haven't seen it. When speaking to the press, Carey said, "What's interesting is that the film is dated in 1947. We took it to the official historian of Kodak up in Rochester, New York, and he did his due diligence on it, and he said that yes, this film strip and the slides are from 1947. It's 1947 stock. From the emulsion on the image, it's not something like's been photoshopped today. If Kodak did call this authentic, I haven't seen any certification." Coming into number 3, we have another alien, of course. In 2012, Chicago videographer Adam Dew received a call from his former business partner Joseph Beeson. He claimed that he had something to show him, and boy did he. Beeson had a private disposal unit sister, and she'd come across a box of photographs that seemed to have been taken by someone close to President Eisenhower. He was in a number of the images himself, as were Bing Crosby and Clark Gable. 2 of the images she had been tasked with disposing were absolutely outrageous. Get a load of them for yourself. That's right, it is a small withered brown body of an alien in a glass case. And this was all among the images of the president, which is pretty crazy. The images were found in the garage of a woman named Hilda Blair Ray near Sedona in Arizona. Now the pair did believe that the images were linked to Area 51 and Roswell. They sent the images to none other than Tom Carey. Tom once again believed that the images looked just like what witnesses had described in the Roswell crash. Let's have another look, shall we? It really does kind of look like an alien wrapped in some kind of cloth, but unfortunately for Tom Carey, the image turned out to be of a mummified corpse of an Aztec child and not a secret leak from Area 51. Our final 2, I have to say, are pretty convincing. It's not alien stuff, but I do think that these are secret pictures from Area 51. Coming into number 2, we have the strange plane. Here's an image of something that looks like a strange aircraft, or something reportedly taken at Area 51 anyway. It is known that the United States Air Force is present at the facility, and several spy planes have been developed there, including the U-2 spy plane and the SR-71 Blackbird, and possibly others like the rumoured Aurora project. So, what is the plane in this image? I don't actually know. Could it be one of the alien aircraft that allegedly whistleblower Bob Lazar talked about reverse engineering? Or is it another spy plane? Finally, coming into number 1, we have an image of a secret plane crash covered up. It seems an A-12 spy plane, possibly the one pictured above, crashed in 1963 after taking off from the secret airbase. The crash happened in Wendover, Utah when Area 51 pilot Ken Colmer was testing the plane's subsonic engines at low altitude. The pilot ejected from the plane crash, after which he was subjected to hypnosis and doping to make sure that he relayed the incident and how it occurred honestly and truthfully. Here are the previously classified images of the crash. Now, as you can see, vehicles raced to recover the wreckage, which was extremely sensitive to the United States Air Force. It seems a government sanitation team was deployed to remove all traces of the spy plane. To me, that sounds very, very strange. So too does it that they kept the images of this plane crash a secret for such a long time. Do you think it really was a spy plane that crashed, or, given the response, something much more sensitive? Alright, coming in at number 10, we have the blast-off chair. This is officially a declassified black and white image of a secret Air Force project taking place in the desert land surrounding Area 51. In this image, we can see the United States Air Force running a very exciting test indeed. We see a car and an aerodynamic looking vehicle together, and then a whopping great chair that seems to have blasted off with a person in it. Maybe it's a dummy. Up and away. The plane-like vehicle says Test 24 on it and has a camera monitoring it. We don't know exactly what's happening here. I think context, I imagine, would be key, but we don't have any. If you think that mountain range looks familiar, here it is again at number 9. Coming into number 9, we have the Silver Disc over the mountains. Sounds like a band name or a good album name. Further back, but clearly in the same sort of area topography speaking, I came across an image of a man taking a picture of a strange silver disc in the sky. The image is purportedly from Area 51 and it certainly looks like it could be. I'm aware that this image very much could be photoshopped, very easily photoshopped, but perhaps the story I have to tell you will inspire you to give it the benefit of the doubt. There is a road near Area 51 that has been renamed the Extraterrestrial Highway. It's a 100-mile stretch of State Route 375 near Rachel, Nevada. It was given its whimsical rebranding in 1996. Along this highway, countless people have reported seeing mysterious lights in the sky, especially during the 80s and 90s. Even today, night drivers are baffled by the so-called moving stars. Could it be a UFO similar to that allegedly in this picture? Maybe. But what might this be at number 8? We have what I can only describe as the metal wall. This image was posted in National Geographic and is a declassified image from Area 51. The footnote on the image reads, full-scale model assembly 1159. Now this leads me to believe that this image was taken in November 1959, but honestly, I don't know that for a fact. Although the image is in black and white, which does make me think it's an oldie. While it may be an oldie, it certainly does look futuristic. This could be an early stage development of a spy plane. In fact, I put my money on it. Coming into number 7, we have Beam. We are an ultralight beam, we are an ultralight beam. Honestly, sometimes I do stop to wonder if Kanye West is an alien. Like, he's pretty successful whilst also being a bit strange and aloof and otherworldly. I don't want to be the one to start an unsubstantiated rumour though. Anyway, before we stray too far into salacious speculation, have a look at this ultralight beam legit image taken at Area 51, and I want to know what's going on here, and is Kanye West behind it? This black and white image was published as part of a series of declassified images of Area 51 published in National Geographic. Again, context is king, but we simply don't have any. It's hard to tell if this image was taken outdoors. It's kind of blurry and distorted from the light. It could be taken outdoors, but also that could be a curtain backdrop. I just can't tell. If it is a curtain, then perhaps this was taken in a studio, in which case what Hollywood grade stuff is being filmed at Area 51. Some people think that the moon landing was staged there, and if this is a studio with a massive model UFO, then maybe. I think I simply need more information. Coming into number 6, we have the floaters. Doesn't sound great, does it? In April 2016, large, bizarre and very much unidentified flying objects were spotted over Area 51. Allegedly, anyway. There are so many fakers and conspiracists out there that it's hard to know what to believe. 3 oblong objects were said to have been caught on film from a distance hovering over a hangar. The footage was uploaded to YouTube but has mysteriously been deleted. A still shot of the video, however, does remain. Why was the YouTube video deleted? Did we see too much? Maybe. The real question though is, what are these? Coming in at number 5, is that the TARDIS I see? The Doctor is a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey and he is constantly time travelling. The Doctor is a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey and he's constantly travelling time and space and encountering other aliens, so it stands to reason that the extraterrestrial may end up at Area 51 at some point. It seems like his TARDIS may have been spotted there in recent years. Have a look at this. Some are hailing this image taken of Area 51 legit, and actually it was taken on Google Earth. Some people think it looks like an alien tower, but others like me are straight up calling it a triangle TARDIS. You can find this image yourself if you type this into Google Earth. On estimation, this structure is around 70 feet high and 30 feet wide, and I'm wondering if, Doctor, maybe you're there. Some of the Storm Area 51 memes have been claiming ownership of the TARDIS if it's found there, and to be honest, it has been rumoured that the centre is testing time travel, so maybe the Doctor has been captured there, or at least his spaceship. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I've always wanted to be a doctor's assistant, so if anyone's watching from casting at BBC, take me! Coming in at number 4, we have the pyramid. There are pretty nuts theories out there circulating that aliens built the pyramids. Why? Well, because it would be a feat of strength for humans even today, let alone humans of thousands of years ago. Allegedly, former Area 51 worker Bob Lazar claimed that the building contains evidence that aliens have influenced human culture for over 10,000 years, so maybe it's true. Triangles and pyramid shapes are also linked to New World Orders, and the Illuminati have also in turn been linked to extraterrestrials, so maybe there's something to it. Either way, feast your eyes on this.
Pyramid. This is from Google Earth. You could look it up yourself. You just look up the coordinates.
A Google Earth image of what looks like a pyramid inside Area 51, right here. Curiouser and curiouser. For those of you who want to look at this yourself, put these coordinates into Google Earth. Some people think that this is proof that Area 51 is harvesting alien technology. Other people think that the structure has a much more normal explanation. What do you think? Let me know. Some classic Area 51 conclusion stuff here at number 3, we have the morgue. Of all of the pictures on this list, of this one I am perhaps the most skeptical, but it is a true classic. This is one of those proof of aliens for reals images circulated in the 1990s. It's kind of a lot like the alien autopsy video. This image was said to have been taken by a whistleblowing worker of Area 51 and leaked to the press. The only thing is that alien bodies like this are so easy to fake. In fact, even the alien in the alien autopsy video was a model, so these very well could be too. Creepy models that I wouldn't want anywhere near me. Still though, the image could have been staged and taken anywhere in the world, and honestly, it probably was. That being said, maybe it's legit. Maybe we're trained not to believe in things like this by the powers that be that don't want us to. Coming into number 2, we have the Silver Pod. YouTube channel Explore With Us ventured to the land surrounding Area 51 in June 2017. The channel shared exclusive footage with their 700,000 strong following, which claimed to show abandoned secret tunnels around Area 51, which looked something like this. Weird. To me that looks like an old sneaky cheeky secret rail tunnel, and I'm wondering what it was used for, like smuggling aliens in and out? Later on in their adventure, the YouTubers also spotted this very odd sight hidden in the trees. Take a look. To me it looks like a silver ball on a triangular plinth. Also, it's in the hills surrounding a top secret facility. What does this really mean? Is it some kind of alien communication device, or watching device, or listening device? So many devices it could be. Okay, finally, do you want to see a very scary sight from Area 51? Check this out at number 1, and perhaps let it be a warning. We have the bikers.
Centimeters?
I knew you should. I know.
Listen, we're gonna give you guys a chance, okay? Get on your bikes, get the out of here. We'll call Lincoln County and they'll write you each a $750 ticket.
Okay.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if you just like rolled up at Area 51 and tried to see them aliens? Perhaps a little precursor to the whole Storm Area 51 thing. I wouldn't recommend it for this very reason. Meet the bikers who were about to be met with bullets, but made a very lucky escape. Dramatic footage was uploaded to YouTube of a biker group who rode up to Area 51, kinda brazenly. As you can see from these images, they were met with quote-unquote camo dudes. The camo dudes come from nowhere in a white jeep and quickly jump out and point firearms at the intruders. The guards tell the guys to get the F out of there. The video from MacD Adventures has had over 7 million views, people love it. This isn't the only instance of this kind of response caught on camera either. YouTube channel Third Phase of the Moon uploaded this video featuring this hairy moment. So that's a response that people get when it's just a few of them swinging by Area 51. What if 3 million people did turn up and quote-unquote storm it? I mean, if you're gonna have guns pointed at just a handful of people, what would the government do? Honestly, it's a question that I'm not sure we want answered. Coming in at number 10, we have the Roswell images. Now these are the most famous pictures of aliens supposedly ever taken, although they have widely been hailed as a hoax. In 1947, the official story goes that a United States Army Air Force's balloon crashed into a ranch in Roswell, New Mexico. Ufologists were saying that the crash was actually a flying saucer and that these aliens are what came from the wreckage. The conspiracy goes that the aliens were taken to Area 51 where they were tested and probed by the United States government. Some former employees have sworn this was the situation. Between 1947 and 1970, interest in Roswell was at an all-time high. These days it has largely been put to bed as a myth.
Blockbuster film Independence Day to the TV series Roswell and a two-part X-Files episode. In 1995, the Roswell incident was back in the headlines when Alien Autopsy, Fact or Fiction, aired on network television. It showed what was said to be military doctors performing an autopsy on an alien corpse recovered from the Roswell crash in 1947.
Well, next up, this absolutely sent the internet into a frenzy, didn't it? At number 9, we have the Reddit reveal. In 2015, a scary picture was posted on Reddit of what looks like a dead baby animal. What animal? We just don't know, but it certainly looks recently deceased to me. The caption for this image was, "Friend found this outside her house. WTF?" Like, what even is this? Is this some kind of alien that crash landed outside a person's home? Or a deformed baby something? A deformed baby alien, maybe? Some people say that it is a deer fetus, others are saying that it's a straight up alien. I guess it's hard to silence someone after a picture's already gone viral on Reddit. One commenter wrote, "I've seen this movie before. Everyone dies." Yikes. Coming into number 8, is this an alien in Portugal? An image of a strange man-like creature slowly strolling through a desert in Portugal surfaced in 2016 with footage to boot. The creature has a bent back, a small head and long arms and legs. The alien-like creature seems reasonably camouflaged with their surroundings in the desert. The camera then pans over the rest of the desert, which helps add some authenticity to the footage. What is this creature? Coming in at number 7, we have the grey alien from the Zeta Reticuli star system. Zeta Reticuli is supposed to be around 39 light years away from Earth, so if there were aliens there, it would make sense to be in touch with them. Alleged leak footage of top secret UFO and alien probes were uploaded to YouTube in 2011 by Ivan0135. He said that some images he was using were from an anonymous source who wished to remain that way for their own safety. As we can see, the purported alien has a large head and is wearing tight-fitted clothing. This is a lot like the often described aliens by alien encounturists. The emblem at the beginning of the footage seems to resemble the Soviet Union's KGB top-secret archive logo from the 1960s. Coming into number 6, these alien pictures have only just been made public. In 2017, video footage thought to have been shot in 1992 in Eiger, Switzerland surfaced in the public domain. Apparently discovered on the dark web, the video was labelled as EBE 1992 Eiger. It looks as if the video was shot very quickly in clandestine circumstances, so perhaps a lab worker or research worker hoping to document the secret laboratory without permission. The video is made up of a series of images, most of which look to be of a naked alien body. The alien has a spooky little face and looks to have pale white or grey skin. It seems like the alien is being experimented upon, and indeed one of the pictures shows the figure on a wire, leading many to speculate it was electrocuted. Why the footage was lost for 26 years? We aren't sure, but the real question is, why did it resurface? Did Google Earth capture their first alien abduction? One man swears it did, and find out what happened at number 5. In January 2017, a man said that he was abducted by aliens the year before, and he could prove it as it was captured and recorded by Google Earth. Do the images finally validate the hundreds, maybe even thousands of historical reports of abductions? John Mooner of Torquay in Devon claims that the images exist of an alien punching him in the face and then abducting him. Here is the satellite image in question. Mooner says it clearly shows him being punched as a craft with lights waited to take him on board. It's grainy, but I guess we could use our imagination here. We reached out to Google for a comment, but they didn't reply. Do they know of aliens? Were they aware of this image? Or is it a weird fluke? Are these aliens or crash dummies at number 4? While the insides of research facilities should never be photographed due to strict national security rules, one worker at one of these high security facilities chanced it and snapped this photo, saying that the image shows aliens. To me, it seems that these aliens were probably nothing but anthropomorphic test dummies. Nonetheless, some still think that these are alien robot creatures hanging on a rack. I personally think it's pretty clear that they aren't, but I guess some people are convinced. This is one of the least convincing on this list though. Does this picture show Roswell Mark II? Coming in at number 3, we have this leaked NASA picture of a flying saucer. Have a look at this. This image taken from the Roswell report looks like a balloon alongside a flying saucer. Classic alien stuff, and exactly what people were saying was an alien spaceship, although the Air Force denied it. This image echoes what people said happened at Roswell. The image seems to have been taken at a training field, also possibly in the New Mexico desert. The image is thought to show a high altitude balloon and the aero shell of a NASA Voyager Mars space probe prior to launch. Only it does look exactly like a flying saucer. The date at the bottom of the image is from the 22nd of August 1967. 20 years after Roswell. Coming into number 2, we have the Atacama Mummy. The Atacama Mummy was discovered in 2003 in the Atacama Desert in Chile. The corpse, named Ata for short, is 6 inches long and has long since baffled scientists as to what exactly it is they're looking at. The miniature mummy body is tiny and deformed, with some thinking it is the remains of a sadly mutated child, with others thinking it's straight up an alien corpse. Professor Hal Crow of the International Journal of Paleopathy wrote that there was no evidence of any deformity, and if anything, the skeleton was normal for whatever creature it belongs to. Others fired criticism at the team examining the skeleton, saying it was unclear how old the corpse is. A lot of people are convinced by the pictures of Ata. They think that it is a true alien skeleton. When did this alien visitation and landing take place? I mean, we just don't know. Finally, coming into number 1, we have a cigar-shaped spaceship snapped by none other than Neil Armstrong himself. Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon and was under some kind of gagging order, or so many conspiracists say. It is reported by some that the astronaut saw UFOs while he was on the Apollo 11 mission. This picture was said to have been taken by the famous explorer himself. Some say the crew of the Apollo mission claimed that they saw bright lights and some kind of object racing them. The image looks somewhat like a cigar-shaped aircraft, but when the astronauts got back to Earth, Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon, reported he saw something moving. He said that lights were up there with them, and that some kind of spacecraft was possibly racing them. Later he backtracked, saying there were plenty of explanations as to what that could be. Now, was this leaked picture taken by Neil Armstrong, and what does it show? To me, it kind of looks like Oumuamua, the cigar-shaped comet that passed over Earth in October 2017. Is Oumuamua actually a spaceship, and is it a big government cover-up? Maybe.